Okay, so we're going to first follow some prayers. This booklet on the first one verse, repeat prayer three times and then continuously further. Sarje Chudaya Sonje Chonaya La Chacho Pandaya Dane Shabsan Che Dagi Jeson Jibi Sonan Ji Rola Pesho Sanji Andrupar Sanji Chudaya Sonji Chonaya La Chacho Pandaya Dani Shabsa Jaya Dagi Jeson Jibi Sonan Ji Rola Pesho Sanji Andrupar Sanji Chudaya Sonji Chonaya La Chacho Pandaya Dani Chapsa Che Dagi Jeson Jibi Sonan Ji Rola Pesho Sanji Andrupar Nam Kadanyam Be Semche Thamche Devan Devi Junan Dembar Juji Semche Thamche Dungar Dungar Judan Charvan Semche tham chế dung mê bi Dewa Tamba Memdra Semche Tamche Nyera Chadan Nidan Tarve Tanyo Tsame Pala Nibar Pema Keser Dombo La Yamse Chog Angudoni Pema Johnny Jesus Kurdan Kandro Mambu Yeji Jesus Dandranji Chingi Lobsha Sesa Guru Pema Sandi Yanji Popjana Tusa Sanji Kunji Ango Yani Ransan Jurko Angonsan Donjambi Chavi Lama Namla Soa Andi Saje Puju Shujan Medon Jira Limje Nirdi Jimband Sarji Jande Mide Pua Drogo Namda Janla Shumbar Shom Edam Rana Mandra Kamnaya Taya Amo Simche Namje Samba Loy Chamtrul Chirta Checho Themo Thamba Shuni Korno Korndo So Tamkin Tunji Shachiri Zano Zanima Dabdani Honjumba Sergil Humba Davorjim Shaki Jarbu Shabla Kushan Sar Gumbulujo Arian Dewanda Tome Nyeshola Chujita Chuchu Hua Shela Zamlin Janchon Namla Kushan Sar Zamlan Zipi Janjun Chonida Tujino Tonyam Bin Tamaya Natro Tamber Peter Juji Kundi Shurkur Dombin Honshin Chime Wuzir Savla Kushan Sar Shipsha Kinchin Dola Gypsy Chime Wuzir Tretuk Tenzo Wasalon Chen Nam Kin Namjur Jingme Limbi Shavla Kushan Sar Mari Sangin Chera Nyangla Chera Kundo Zambu Molam Number Jan Sipji Jarin Chenlin Zanzab Mipam Jamtsu Shavla Kushan Sar Pami Tuksi Durjib Dinjum Ye Turbinam Rolera Lampikar Matu Londarik Bi Harji Jigme Penso Shavla Kushan Sar Kamsam Korwa Dontunum Jimbe Sabjelam Yonden Tarchenba Nilu Rajar Tombe Narjol Yeshi Wamchu Shavla Kushan Kunzan Dursim Garab Sharasan Pema Karajiman Yushunga Sozor Namnya Tertun Jarsas Katiri Lama Namla Kushan Kanda Chochu Dongu Jitina Desalomar Jirwa Kansada Tandar Tombi Shuji Shembe Simbrando Badeda Tamchen Darsha Namo Arya Dambal Haike Daladano Jinke Trum Danami Kenam Dan Roa Kunji Darkejism Tamse Ked Chujan Tujur Chi. Okay. So now we just one more prayer on English on the first page, the generation of Bodhicitta, 3 times only, this one verse. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. Okay, so today in this morning class, we are going to talk about the path of three beings and the developing, the ways of the developings about these three paths. So I think this topic is very important to understand for everybody. No matter you are traditional followers or non-traditional followers. And also doesn't matter you are religious or non-religious, which means it's no matter you are Buddhist practitioners or non-Buddhist practitioners. However, all sentient beings wish is the same like us, wanting happiness and enjoyment. No one, there are exceptions any. So all sentient beings wish is the same like us. They also want to be freedom of the sufferings and the faults of the sufferings. They have no any exceptions. So generally the sentient beings meant is width of consciousness, clarity, awareness, that we calling a sentient being. According to the point of Buddhist view of the sentient beings, number could be can existent numberlessly or countlessly. The reason because the space have no end, pervading endlessly. As long as pervading endlessly by the space, and then the universe could be also existent and boundlessly. Therefore, as long as existent in boundlessly about the universe, and then could be can existent sentient beings, rather and with form or without of the form. So these the sentient beings number, that's why according to the Buddhists we say sentient beings number is countless or numberlessly existent. But the numberless sentient beings, invariably we can divide it into 6 different categories, which means 6 different count realm beings, which are the 3 unfortunate lower realm beings, and the 3 is fortune upper realm beings. So the first one, unfortunate 3 lower realm beings are hell realm beings, hungry ghost realm beings, and animal realm beings. Why these are the 3 we say unfortunate lower realm being? Because unfortunately they born this unfortunate realm by their previous misdeed karma and accumulated lots of non-merits, so many lifetimes over and over. At the end, unfortunately, they couldn't find the antidote to purifications or so on. So therefore, when they completed the actual course and the unfavorable the conditions, and then fully repents, the result is born any one of these unfortunate 3 lower realm. But not only just born unfortunate 3 lower realm, but unfortunately there are more suffering, more difficulties, more horrible, more terribles in this any one of 3 lower realm. For example, being who unfortunately, if reborn in the hell realms, they are suffering mainly with the heat, and cold during hundreds years, thousands years. Unfortunately, some of the kind of hell realm beings can't be alive. Kalpas, takes time to liberate. And then being who unfortunately, if reborn in the hungry ghost realms, they are suffering mainly with hungry and thirsty. And during hundreds years, some hungry ghost could become alive in thousands years without drink and without eat, and hungry, thirsty. And then being who unfortunately, if reborn in the animal realms, and they are mainly suffering with mental stupidity, blindness, mind, and suffering with to eating each others, killing to each others, and some animals haven't yet freedom under their choice, under the only force of human beings used by the humans, so on. So therefore, as these are the three we say unfortunate lower realm being. And then another three is fortune upper realm being, which are the gods realm being, semi-god realm being, and human realm beings. These are the three we say fortune realm being, because they are not born just by automatically, by causelessly, because their previous many lifetimes enough over and over accumulated lots of merits, accumulated lots of virtues, and less misdeed negative karma or negative actions. And on top was enough aspiration over and over to reach born higher fortune realm and their aspiration to free lower realm future life. And when they needed the actual cause and the favorable conditions when completed, and then it's just immediate next rebirth, they're reborn any one of higher fortune realm. Not only just born in the fortune realm, but compare in the unfortunate three low realm beings, and they are more, the chance opportunity, long life, healthy life, harmony, peaceful, wealth, intelligent. They have so many the freedoms, the opportunity. So that's why we say fortune upper realm being. But however, no matter born on the bottom of a hell realm or the peak of existence of God realm, but still is that including in the samsara. So this we say the samsara. Samsara is a Sanskrit language, but in Tibetan is in Korwa. Korwa means is literally on English cyclic existence or the circulation. Circle, one circle is the round circle. There's no begin, no end. That means a circulation. So cyclic existence. Samsara have no begin generally and no end. So therefore, when we are born in this samsara, the answer according to the point Buddhist says we are from beginningless born in this samsara. So how and why we are born in this samsara from beginningless? Unfortunately, by foolishly, which means is obscuration with of ignorant, obscuration with of delusion, obscuration with afflictive emotions, and the obscuration with of contaminated karma. So we haven't yet, we means if you are still ordinary beings, that means we are yet not freedom from the contaminated karma. So where we will be reborn, when we will be reborn, we have no choice, only depend to our karma. When we will be die, where we will be die, how we going to die, also we have no choice. That's only depend to your projection, our projection karma. That means is ordinary birth in this samsara haven't yet completely freedom. That's the point of meaning samsara. But generally, even samsara have no beginning, but individually could be can end of samsara. That means is when you found the way, path of the liberation, and the end when you will be completely freedom from of ignorant, and then you freedom from of the delusion and karmas. That means is you will be attainment state of the liberation. That's the end date of the samsara individually. So, however, in this case now, as mentioned to you, everybody's wish is to be happy, enjoy, and to be freedom from suffering. There's no questions, 100% sure, everyone. That's not we talking traditionalist word. That we're not talking religious talk, everyone. So what you are doing on your life, since you grow up till now, day and night, 24 hours, I'm sure everybody, you have many different kind of the method, going to different enact, different the plans, or different work, different educations, different cultures, but anyway, no matter whatever you're doing, your purpose is to find happiness, enjoyment, and freedom from suffering. This sure, directly or indirectly, that's your wish, In this case, no questions, how many on this earth, the human beings, we're not talking all sentient beings, even the human beings, how many already achievement, completely satisfaction state, completely of the fulfillment mind of happiness, enjoyment state. Very rare, unfortunately. Most 99% yet not attainment state, completely satisfaction. So this telling us something wrong, doing wrong. Yet not enough the actual cause and the conditions for finding about the happiness, enjoyment. One important cause and conditions missed, to attainment, your purpose. This is the sign. If we didn't miss any of the cause and conditions for your purpose, I'm sure at least 80%, 90% already must be achievement state, completely satisfaction state. But in fact, it's the opposite, So this means is something yet not enough good what we should to do, what should not to do, So in this case now, maybe is naturally you want to let it be the question, ask me, then what is according to your point of view and should to do on top of your livelihood, I'm not going talking about today how going to taking care about your livelihood. Your livelihood is how going go in the external or the materiality, right? I'm sure you are more intelligent than me, So therefore, but our body, the born this samsara, not only physically, but also mentally, we are born in this samsara, with body and external physical body and internal mental body. So as long as with the connection, these two bodies together, that means we are very live. The human beings are very live in the moments. So in this way, we need to has to be responsibility to going taking care about by physically and by mentally, not in the only going care about your physical body alone, because that mental pain, mental sick, modern especially the anxiety, mental depression, mental the pressures, so many different kind of the sufferings comes from mentally. Physically, not that much bad, If unhealthy, then sure you have little sick, ill, short lives comes, but not that much very bad, But the mental ill, the mental sick is always, so life after another life, it will be sick, ill. So in this case, you should to know how to treatment, has to be treatment about the physically and the mentally. So in this way, today we're going talking about little bit about the path of three beings. The path of three beings means is this the optionals about what your motivation, what you want, what is your courage, your confidence, what is your karmic connection, what is your capability. So we can't say everyone one capability, same capability. That is impossible. It depends individually. There's different qualities. So therefore, at least we can today talking about there's three options, path of three beings. But what means is path. Path for temporary benefit, path of future benefit, path of final benefit, enlightenment, and path of completely enlightenment. That is the point, the path. Okay, we're talking today is going to talking about path. So because these among the six realm beings, which is most one of precious body? According to the Buddhist point of view, the answer is we said the human body, the human being's life is most one precious than other five realm beings. if you want to enter into the path of these three beings, and then there's no more precious than of this human body, the human birth. But if you only attachment to the samsara and you have no any idea to thinking about training your mind for enlightenment, and then I'm sure that the God realm is the best. Okay? At the moments, very moment is the God realm, is because more long life, more healthy, more wealth, and more intelligent, and also as more they have the divine vision eyes, or miracle temporary, the contaminated miracle powers, or so on. So therefore God realm is more. But if you thinking something is entering into the path of Dharma, and then human body is the most of the precious one, So in this way, now what is the path of three beings? So we step and step a little bit to going to explain to you about these three categories of the path. The first one now we're going to a little bit introduce to you what means the path of smaller beings. Actually, smaller being, middling being, great beings means the point of definition is between your motivation, your courage, your confidence. Your courage and your confidence, your motivation is very narrow, very tiny. That means is the smaller being, the kind of the qualities of smaller beings. If your motivation, your courage, your confidence is middle level, strong, and that means is you are the definition of characteristics of part of middling beings. And then if your courage is very high, confidence is very high level, and you are very highest capable, fortunate, and this person can be the part of great beings, followers, the capacity. So therefore, we can say everyone same quality. It depends about you. So in this way, the motivation now, the first one, the part of the smaller beings' motivation. If you only thinking about going to and active about going to benefit for this life alone only, if you have no any idea your past life, our future life, if you believe our life is only one time in this, and then is when they're coming the death, and then is when the heartbeat stopped, breathing circulation is stopped, and will be exhausting about the nerve functions and neuron systems. That means is you believe completely exhausted, completely ceasing or stopping of your life is disappear. Like this, there's no next rebirth, and that means is you believe only your life is only one time in this life, right? So this is normal, ordinary in this world. You see, even we're talking about the human realm beings, and the human being, only human being, but even this earth is very tiny, dusty, among these galaxies, you see. But even this tiny on this dusty of the earth, still we have 7 or 8 billions, people. Among the 7 or 8 billion people, we can divide into 3 different categories, 3 different groups. One, they believe 100% future life, next rebirth. Means they believe reincarnation, everyone reincarnated. This is one group they believe. And among these 7 or 8 billion people, in one group, they doesn't believe the reincarnation. They don't believe reincarnation. 100% have no faith to the reincarnation. Only as just mentioned to you, life is only one time existent. That's one group, And the third one have no idea any, just equanimity between reincarnation with reincarnation, without reincarnation. It's just middle way. Means is equanimity, have no any idea. Just going, work, educated, learning, studying, eating, sleeping, toilet, eating, sleeping, toilet. That is only circulation. Have no any idea. That is one group. So now, which is most of the number? High, is the middle one is most. 80%, I think, is around 80 or maybe 90% is just the third one. Have no idea, just no more. The rest, 10%, believe reincarnation 100%. Another maybe rest 10% that doesn't believe totally is reincarnation. So that's 3. So now must be is one is true about these 2. The third is have no idea. But there must be one. Maybe 100% true the reincarnation, that was. Or maybe as the other one that doesn't believe reincarnation, that must be true. But cannot be both true. That's because contrary and the opposite about reincarnation, with reincarnation, without reincarnation, right? In this way, generally, according to the of Buddhist philosophy point of view, we believe very much 100% we are reincarnated, means we born from past life. We means everyone. Doesn't mean the Buddhist practitioners born from past life. Okay? But everyone. And therefore we will be reborn again, immediate next rebirth is coming. 100% believe. So in this way, the question is why some other people that doesn't believe reincarnation, or even the middle one, have doubt to the reincarnation. I'm sure. Even you have no exactly idea, but easily comes doubt. How I believe my past life? Then I'm saying, why I don't believe your past life? Easily I'm sure you answer say, because I couldn't remember. I can't remember my past life. So these usually, oftenly people, the answer they like to say, oh, if it must be the past life existent, it should be remember, but nobody I cannot remember my past life, so therefore I don't believe. This person always I like very much questions. Do you believe you are born from your mother's womb? That's my question. Sure, 100% you believe you are born from your mother's womb, I think. Then if you say this, then my questions again. Any one of you, do you remember you was from mother's womb, and particularly is giving mother's birth for you? Do you remember your birthday? Exactly the very moment of birthday? 99% it says no, right? So therefore, but still you 100% believe you are born from mother's womb, right? But almost 100% you couldn't remember you are born from mother's womb. With these questions, talking in this life, I'm not asking you for past life. In this life, this physical lineage from mother's womb, progress, and right now. And the mental energy, the mental consciousness, your mind also from mother's womb. In this life, there's no any changes. Only difference is a progress, of course. The system, external physical lineage and mental lineage is progress, more and more strong, more developing. That's only different. But still we cannot remember we are born from mother's womb, right? So therefore, how could you can easily remember your past life? Eventually, I'm saying, if necessarily to remember the experience of previous something situation, then you should not forget mother's giving birth, for you. Your birthday must be remembered, should be remembered, have to remember your mother's, your birthday. Why? It's very, very painful. Painfully we are born, not we are happily born. So therefore, what is your first speech when you're born in this earth? Cry. That's our first language. Makes sense. What does make sense? Say, too pain, too much, very painful, painfulness, horrible, difficult, unbearable, the suffering of the birth, our birth suffering. That's why baby first comes with cry. That's everyone same language, first, our speech. So this kind, we are painfully born, almost is a half is die, both of mother and the baby. But still we couldn't remember now, you see. So therefore, how can remember your past life? So you don't say, I don't believe past life because I can't remember. That's not good logic. If this is a good logic, then you should say, I don't believe I'm born from mother's womb because I couldn't remember, right? So exactly, that's the, so therefore that's wrong logic. Not good, not perfect answer. So in this way, now, how we judge to the reincarnation? Physically, we are born from mother's womb. There's no questions. Physical lineage, the genes lineage of flesh, bones, skins, organs, this kind of, all is progress from the two cells. From father, from mother. The wet drop from father, the red drop ovum, the egg, red egg from mother. That's true. And these continuities, of course, from grandparents. And continue hundreds, thousands, millions years before, if you believe Darwin's system of a scientist, and then is that system, the DNA of this lineage is from transformation of animals, like monkey. That also cannot be first place. And another millions years before, this lineage, substantial physical lineage transformations from sea animals, tiny, like jellyfish, Jellyfish cannot be, that's the first moment place, must be transformed from the quark, very subtle atoms, the quark. Quark cannot be existent automatically, causelessly, if you are logicians. Follow the logic, follow the valid cognitions, and there's no agreement to say automatically. So therefore, now the quark comes from, after the Big Bang, the Big Bang. But the Big Bang also, I think, cannot be automatically, causelessly. Probably, the Big Bang also depend to the another Big Bang, So that means is the circulation of the physical, the lineage, comes from beginningless like this. But doesn't mean that is the point we are reincarnated. Totally doesn't mean that is a reincarnation. That is the physical lineage, the genes lineage, But on mental lineage now, because everyone, you have mind now, not only physically existent, we are on top, mentally we are existent. Mentally means is a consciousness. Mind and consciousness, same meaning, different word. So now how we know we are, something is there with a mind or consciousness on top of your physical lineage. That is easy, actually. Means is clarity, awareness. These two. The aspect of clarity, the aspect of awareness. Or other hand, we say clear and knowing. This is the definition or characteristics of your mind. Or consciousness definition is as clarity and awareness. So how we know our mind nature is clarity, awareness, you should not ask to other people. If then the other one also need to another, so that never comes the answer for you endless. So therefore better you check yourself. Your mind definition is clarity, awareness or not. Easily you get the answer. One means clarity. Clarity means like pure glass mirror like. Pure glass mirror is very pure, very clean, very smooth. So therefore can addressing the reflection object of form very clearly and the pure mirror. But our mind nature quality is much more clarity and more pure than pure glass mirror. So therefore, on the definition of clarity mind, addressing the reflection object, not only form, but can addressing the reflection object of the knowledge object of form, sound, smell, taste, contact, and tactile sensations, so on. That means is I can clearly what I want to say, and you can listen clearly what I'm saying. That means is the definition, everyone, you have clarity. Your mind nature is a clarity. That's the sign. If lack the power of clarity as a non-clarity, and then there's no possible to listen, to talk. There's no possible perceiving any object of knowledge. But that's not the case, So therefore, there's no need to doubt. Your mind nature, the definition is clarity. That's clear. But not only enough clarity, but on top, the second aspect, the definition of your consciousness, which is awareness, or knowing, or awareness. Because we can aware which is attractive, which is non-attractive, which is neutral. Means is which is pleasant object, which is an unpleasant object, which is neutral equanimity object of the appearances of form, sound, smell, taste, contact, tactile sensations, so on. So again, question is how we know we can have the aspect of the power, awareness. Your mind, the definition is awareness. Again, you should not ask to other. You check yourself. You easily get the answer with power of awareness or without power of awareness, your consciousness. Which means is, do you have feeling, sensation, experiencing? Yes, everyone, sure. No matter gross level, middle level, subtle level, but we have with the sensation, feeling. The sensation, as long as with the sensation, the feeling, and then feeling is actually we can experiencing various different kind of aspect of the sensation, the feeling, in during 24 hours, day and night. But the various different kind of experiencings of the sensation you're feeling, we can divide it into 3. Pleasant feeling, experiencing unpleasant feeling, experiencing of neutral feeling, equanimity feeling. This is very clear, everyone. Why sometimes you are feeling very pleasant, happiness, the sensation? The reason, because the reflection, the object of knowledge, appearances, pleasant, attractive object. The reflection object of form, sound, smell, taste, contact are pleasant, very attractive object, appears on your mind. Therefore, you can recognize, you have power, the awareness has to be aware, clearly you are aware. That's pleasant. So therefore you feel happy, enjoy, comfortable feeling. And now the opposite, the contrary. When addressing the reflection object of form, sound, smell, taste, contact, anything are non-attractive, or means is very unpleasant object, appears on your mind, perceiving your perception. Then what do you think you're feeling? Your feeling is totally opposite of pleasant feeling. You will be experiencing unpleasant feeling, non-attractive feeling, uncomfortable feeling, sadness feeling, disappointedness feeling, regretment feeling, low energy feeling, low confidence feeling, low courage, the feeling, suffering, sorrow, mental pain, mental sickness, anxiety feeling. So many different kind of these kind of emotions comes to you. That means is because you have the power to aware clearly which is pleasant, which is unpleasant. So therefore, is unpleasant feeling comes to you. But doesn't mean it's only these two. But sometimes we have, equanimity feeling. Not always happy and joy, but also not always sadness. But equanimity feeling. That means is because the reflection object of your knowledge is not pleasant, not unpleasant, as a neutral equanimity. So therefore, your feeling, your sensation also is experiencing not suffering and not happiness. It's a neutral equanimity feeling. That means because you have power, your mind definition is awareness is there. If lack the power awareness, there's no 3 different the feelings, sensations, no possible. But this directly we can know clearly, we understand. So in this case, now we understand Our consciousness, mind definition, the characteristics, what is characteristics? Clarity, awareness is as the characteristics or the definition of our consciousness. That's not a religious talk, the like scientific way, logical, reasonable. You follow, if you are logicians, and then you understand, oh, that makes sense, true. Mind, nature, the power is clarity, awareness, true. So now, this clarity, awareness actually have no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no contact. But still is something else there, energy. You have this power, the energy, clarity, awareness. That is the consciousness, the point meaning. Everyone, you have consciousness. I have consciousness. You have mind. I have mind. So this mind is not born from brain, not born from neuron system. Yes, in the 18th century, 19th century, external medical science and materiality science, there was belief this consciousness is born from neuron system, brain. But then in the beginning of 20th and 21st century, and they understand it was mistake, Because now even without born naturally some beings without brain, but with consciousness, more intelligent. Some child without brain born naturally, but can live couple of weeks, couple of months. Even some child can live couple of years without the memory, the brain or part of memory, but it says more intelligent than other. That means is the consciousness not necessarily 100% necessarily born from brain, but of course very much related to the brain, the nerve functions. That means it's six sense faculties, and according to the Buddhist philosophy, we say five sense or the five sense source faculty or six sense source faculty. The faculty means is the nerves actually, from science, medical scientific way, nerves. So the nerves functioning to the five sense, the related to the five sense source faculty. So therefore, if a nerve function, something happened, get disease, sick, ill, block, bent, or something is break, and then is you lost the power of the eye faculty. You can't see, you can't hear, you can't smell, you can't taste, because five sense faculty is the condition, favorable condition for receiving external five sense source object. But doesn't mean five sense source consciousness born from five sense source faculty. But that's just functioning, depend, So, but that's why very beginning the mistake. Consciousness must be born from the nerve functions, but not the neuron system, but not was. That's only the condition. So if you are very healthy, your neuron system, everything, and then you are more sharp, your faculties, the six faculties, more healthy. Therefore, you are more clever, more intelligent. But doesn't mean is a consciousness is born from the neuron system. That's totally different, but the condition. Because body and mind are very much related each other, connected each other, functioning each other very much, So therefore your body is healthy and your mental is also healthy. Your mental is becoming healthy, then your physical also more healthy, more long life. That's very true. Mentally, if you too much worry, too much suffering, too much angry, upset, jealousy, too much day and night, and physically also you are very weak. Easy. You get the catch the disease because your immune system protection is very weak. So no power to protect. So no power to rejecting about the new disease. Easily you can catch of the ill, the sick. So that means it doesn't mean the body and mind is one nature, but they support to each other, supporting, but interdependently. So in this way, this mental the consciousness, clarity, awareness comes from everyone very present right now, because early morning when you wake up with clarity, awareness. Because last night you falling asleep with clarity, awareness. Because day before yesterday, you with clarity, awareness. Because last week, because last month, because the clarity, awareness from the sense of giving mother's birth for you, that times with clarity, awareness. That's why baby was cry, first giving birth. Because clarity, awareness, they were the unpleasant feeling of the sick, the ill, the painfulness. This is the sign. Because when very beginning, the embryo in the mother's womb, the pregnant, very first moment in the mother's womb, clarity awareness is there. Meant is the two genes from parents, I mentioned you, but the karmic energy is not from parents. The mental energy is not from parents. Karmic energy means the same meaning, the clarity, awareness, or consciousness. This comes from past life. Projected by the intermediate state of Bardo being, existent, becoming beings, mental body, penetrate by the karmic energy, penetrate into mother's womb between two genes. And then is stripped between these two cells and karmic energy, clarity, awareness together. And then very life, the embryo and mother's womb. Missing one of these three poles. Maybe genes from father and mother missing, and only mental energy alone cannot be pregnant. No possible embryo. Without karmic energy, the consciousness, only two genes together cannot be live, the embryo in the mother's womb. When these are the three is together, and then is very live, the embryo could be existent. So therefore, physically, we grow up from the genes, lineage, from parents. Mentally, we grow up from our karmic energy from past life. That's why now the sign, 90% is you are very similar, you are physically from your parents. Your eyes, your eyeball, the colors, your hair, the colors, your nose, your air lobes, anyway, even the size of your body, almost is 90% is sure, is you physically you are similar, very much your parents. That's why in science, medical science, DNA, DNA check your lineage, very easy to find physically, but mentally cannot judge, like there's no mental DNA, mentally, because mentally we are not born from parents. That's why there's beyond from the scientific, knowledge, cannot mentally. Physically, even without science, we also see, oh, you must be, your parents is that and this, or you must be, that's your family. Something we can see that physically, but mentally, sometimes opposite to the parents. Very kindness, peaceful, as a relaxation, restness, compassionate, positively, the parents, but the kids is grow up very wrathful, very inactive, very, so gossip, so many different kind of opposite of totally from parents. This is also possible. Sometimes parents is like such of a negative, but as a child who just grow up very peaceful, kindly, looks like totally different family. That means is the mental quality is not from parents. That is a karmic energy. Karma is different. Father's karma, mother's karma, children's karma is different. Karma means is the action, the imprint of your previous action stored stream of your mind. So therefore, the continuity, the clarity, awareness comes from past life, not from parents. So therefore, when grow up this mental body, and then is your mental quality is separation. Even one twins, same day born from same parents, like sister, brother, twins. But the quality is mentally is different. Physically hard to distinguish. Sometimes we many times a mistake. These two it looks very same, the twins. But mentally is opposite. One is peaceful, one is wrathful. One is compassionate, one is very angry. One is relaxation, one is very distracted. Grow up. So this means is because mental lineage is not from parents. So many like this way, we need to understand the reincarnation. Is of course, then others, some people can remember he or her past life with proofs. Very clear. With proofs. One person, if you found among this human realm with proofs, the evidence, perfect, excellent evidence, and the proofs, and then you should not need doubt yourself reincarnation or not, because we are same, everything same system, same lineage. So therefore, I tell you one story. There's one monk. He passed away because we are same age, similar. My friend, Shula, his name is calling Shula. Shula means is a boy actually, but we calling Shula. He passed away was 28 years old. So suddenly something happened with a strong headache, and then he died. But after 3 years, he reborn again in another village in Tibet. And then these kids, this boy, when start to speak, cry and yelling, is his previous mother's name. The past mother's name is Nao. Nao have no make sense, no meaning. Actually, Tibetan name is 90% sure have meaning, But Nao have no meaning, unfortunately. Just calling is Nao his mother's name, previous. So therefore, more hard understand what the boy talking, Say, oh no. Then slowly grow up more clear, and then they understand. That says, oh, my mom is Nao. I want to go my mom Nao. But they don't know where is Nao. This is the problem. Different. Birkirkara maybe 6 hours different. The village between there two. They didn't know each other. But finally they found the previous family. Accidentally, the boy himself recognized the village and met his previous master and the friend, uncle, and finally mother. Without any doubt, 4 years boy is just jumping her arms. So that night he sleep with his previous mother, Amanao. He doesn't like sleep. He's with the grandma together and go to the doctor, but at the west of in the family they found. So very clearly he remembered his previous uncle was bore the bicycle. He broken, and he was worried very much, but he didn't say any bad. I said, okay, fine, don't worry. He remembered then, and this time he met his previous uncle. Says, uncle, thank you. I was broken your cycle, but you didn't say any bad for me. The boy, he talking like this. His previous blanket, he recognized, so many. Then finally what happened? And then next day, they need to go the other one, because in the way, traveler. But the boy cannot. It's a cry. And then the both cry. This family, the previous parents cry, and this life, and then no mother is there, but the grandma is there and cry. It's very true. So what did? Finally, no choice. They decided to grow up, take care of this boy together, and then they moved in this village. Okay, this happened. So like this story, so many not only necessarily from Tibet, not necessarily from traditional, even non-traditional family even parents doesn't believe reincarnation 100%, but the child, they grow up to remember their past life as they're talking with proofs. Even sometimes language is coming. In the 4, 5, 7 years old child, they very clearly remember he or past life is different country, different language, and then they not learned any about this, but naturally coming the language because the memory. So this is the proof, just enough. Good. So anyway, reincarnation that's why Buddhist is 100% we say believe reincarnation. Then of course, someone you have clairvoyance. Like Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, achievement, Mahasuddhi, accomplishment, Mahasuddhis, clairvoyance. They can read Pardobing, they can read previous life. But this is the other question. I'm not used. This is for you, maybe not that is very logical. Then again, you need to check if they have clairvoyance or not. That's the big another subject, right? So therefore, but the other ones, the proofs. So anyway, everyone, generally, we have 100% sure reincarnated. If incarnation is true, then would we think enough only just thinking going to benefit in this life, only on this life, the livelihood alone? It is enough or not? That's the big question. Because next rebirth is 100% coming, But if you doesn't care for future life, only this life alone, and then let it be the stupidity, isn't it? If you understand next rebirth true, and then still you don't care, you must be some plan for next rebirth. What good, what not good, For example, tomorrow, I'm sure 100% you believe you will be existent tomorrow. Therefore, I say 90% I'm sure you have some plan tomorrow what to do. What is good, what not good. At least you have breakfast, morning breakfast, I think 90% you have plan already. Right? So similarly, if next rebirth is 100% true, you least must be planned something what is good for you, what is not good for you for next rebirth. On top your livelihood. Of course, livelihood is important. We're born and physically in this human realm. So therefore, we need to feed these physical six faculties. Sure, you, me, there's no exceptions. We need to eat, drink, hungry and thirsty comes. Sure. But only this is not enough because this human body more intelligent, more precious. But this human body, if you use in the right way, and then this will be bring fulfillment, happiness for you, for others. But this human body, if you use in the correct, and that can benefit not only this life, but you can do benefit your immediate next rebirth. 100% sure. Otherwise, hard to find this precious human body, but we used in very regular, just present only moment now. Just eating, I mentioned you, sleeping, toilet. Only this is then no make sense different than animals. Excuse me, but animals with a mental stupidity, blindness, but they also can live. Eating, sleep, toilet, eating, sleep, toilet. Even animals can do. But human is much, much, much more than, as powerful can do. So therefore, as livelihood is normal. That's the basic of our life. But on top, we need to let it be distant away for our future thinking. So in this way, now the path of similar beings means is now, because, this makes sense. Now what should I do? Okay, it's easy. Like for example, Buddha Shakyamuni, he says, commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deed, subdue one's own mind thoroughly. That is Buddha Dharma. So why Buddha says commit no evils? Evil means is like negative actions, negative karmas, non-merits, so misdeed, some of the wrong actions, wrong motivation, so afflictive emotion, delusion, or some like anger, desire, too much anger, too much desire, too much attachment, too much ignorance, too much jealousy, too much harmful thought, so on. This kind of all is evil, actually. So therefore Buddha says, please, commit no evils. Because everyone you want to be freedom from suffering, that's true. But suffering with cause condition have many different conditions, but the actual substantial condition is the evil, the negative emotion and negative karma. So therefore, if you want to be freedom from suffering in this life and future life, and then you should not forget how to avoid the actual cause and condition of suffering, which is evil. So commit no evils. That's one reason. Then further he says, engage as much in virtuous deed. Why? Because everyone, we want to happy enjoyment. If you searching happiness, enjoyment, and then happiness, enjoyment cannot bomb back automatically, back causelessly. The happiness, enjoyment must be dependent to the similar cause, similar condition. What is similar cause? What is similar condition? The virtuous action, the positive action, the positive karma, the merits, which means compassion, loving kindness, the tolerance, forgiveness, patience, the peaceful mind, relaxation mind, restless mind, and the pure motivation. So this kind all is positive action. So therefore, Buddha says, engage as much in virtuous deeds, because then can coming happiness, enjoyment, then can fulfillment for your wish. comes to you. So therefore, engage as much in virtuous deeds. And then finally, if you say, okay, but what means is virtue? What means is non-virtue? Okay, invariably easy. Good heart is a virtue. Bad heart is a non-virtue. Means is good motivation. If you're achieving a projection, your motivation, whenever you approaching something start, it's an act. Before an act, your motivation is good, and then because projection motivation is good and the ground path result will be good. If any start approaching an act before an act and your projection motivation is wrong, very negative emotion, and then it's because wrong ground, wrong path, and finally, unfortunately, sooner or later, wrong result comes to you. Means suffering, some problems will be coming to you. So therefore, what we should do? Okay, says, subdue one's own mind thoroughly, Buddha says. Subdue one's own mind thoroughly, subduing. Should not too much scattered your mind with negative emotion and negative afflictive emotion. Should not be too much deluded your mind. Little bit has to be controlled, distraction mind, negative emotion, and focus more positive emotion, compassion, wisdom, peaceful, and relaxation, restness, and also has to be contentment feeling. Means satisfaction feeling is very important, because unsatisfaction is the root of sorrow, suffering. The satisfaction feeling is the root of happy enjoyment. But the problems, most people, we have no yet attainment, satisfaction state. This is the problem. We need something more, but they have no end. Desire attachments endless. Your desire attachment progress increasing endlessly. That means your suffering, your worry, your panic also is increasing endlessly together. That's the point. So therefore, when you will be attainment state, the contentment feeling, satisfaction feeling, that means is happy, enjoy, good, rich you are already. So, but doesn't mean you should stop your of the external of the physical, the actions for work, education, learning, collective monies, job work. Doesn't mean totally not. But happily, joyfully, peacefully, satisfaction, the feeling. And that is your life is very good, perfect, a positive emotion, right? So like this way, if you do, and then you are start entering into the path of a similar being. You are entering into the path for happiness, for enjoyment. You are entering into the path for liberation, free from of the suffering and the painfuls start. But still not very perfect, because smaller being, path of smaller being. Because your motivation for yourself, benefit only. Selfishness is there. Self-grasping is there. Self-ego is there. But not bad, but not perfect yet. And also is a benefit for this life. And on top you believe karma of cause and effect and next rebirth, and then also you want to go in next rebirth. You want to free from lower realm, you want to reborn higher fortune realm. So therefore, by this motivation, whatever you're doing some an act, and you are entering into the path of a smaller being. Is a good, actually very good, important, but still compare the three beings, then you are still smaller being. Path of smaller being. Now we let me talk about the path of a middling being. What means? So path of the entering into the path of middling beings person, they understand not only this life and not only next rebirth. Not only understand the suffering of lower realms, hell realm, hungry ghost, animal realms, but they understand the sufferings of even in the upper fortune, human or God realm. Because usually human and God is the best place in this samsara. But even yet not freedom completely, the suffering of samsara. Yet not freedom from the ignorant. For example, samsara is a suffering of change, all pervasive suffering. The upper realm, in the human and God realm, we have less suffering, but doesn't mean completely free. But we have unfortunately chance more suffering of change. This is coming in this fortune realm. And then all pervasive suffering means unsatisfaction suffering is always in human and even in the God realm. So therefore, not enough good qualities reborn again and again, even fortune realm. Even you can responsibility, next rebirth, free from low realm, and reborn higher fortune, but still not very satisfaction state. Because you understand the faults of samsara, the suffering of samsara clearly. Therefore, start addressing the renunciation to the samsara. If your heart renunciation to samsara, that means is you want to be freedom, the faults and the suffering of samsara. Then what is nirvana? Sanskrit language. Buddha says nirvana means is a Sanskrit language, but nirvana is as peace. This peace is ultimate peace, ultimate enjoyment, completely peace, completely enjoyment, without any suffering, without any problem. That is nirvana. Means is completely freedom from suffering, completely freedom from the cause and condition of suffering, a completely achievement, satisfaction state. That's liberation. So it is possible, these big questions. But this takes time to get the conviction, but 100% sure, everyone, you have the potential power to liberation, to freedom from samsara, and to attainment nirvana, everyone. Because everyone, you have Buddha nature. Buddha nature. Sanskrit language, we say skatangarbha, tathangarbha, pervading every sentient being, not only human being. Even small insect, mind nature is Buddha. So there's no difference, the mind nature qualities between ordinary mind nature up to extraordinary Buddha, Bodhisattva's mind nature quality is same. It's Buddha nature. Means primordial pure wisdom, primordial pure seed of compassion. The unity of compassion, the wisdom is already sound on your mind. Everyone. There's no Buddha nature, there's no love, no compassion, no knowledge, no wisdom. But this is not true. Even like terrible animal, tigers, lions, snakes, but still they can have compassion, love. They can take care of their kids, grow up kindly. That means it's the sign of Buddha nature. Of course, human beings more, strong, powerful. So therefore, is everyone, we have the potential power to enlightenment. The seed is already on there. So, but when will be seedling? This is another question. Buddha says, I show you the path of liberation. Could you liberate sooner or later is depend up to you. Buddha says, he cannot do more than just show you the path of liberation. But when you will be enlightenment, when you will be good freedom from the suffering of samsara, the faults of suffering samsara, this depend up to you. Means it depend your karmic connection, depend your the level of faculty, the system, depend about your culture, depend your faith, depend your compassion, depend your level of the wisdom, knowledge, depend your effort, depend your patience. So many depend. So therefore, we can't say, everyone we guaranteeing say, but it's depend up to you. Sooner or later, is this we can guarantee 100% will be enlightenment because we have the seed of enlightenment. It's already on mind nature. Your mind nature is the seed of enlightenment. So therefore, when as earlier comes the seedling, who earlier is depend, I mention you, because when you planted the seed into the ground, but will germinating seed sooner or later depend the fertilizer, the water, the temperature, the time, and the farm and the farmer, right? The needed conditions when they completed, then seedlings very coming quickly. The fruits is ripens very quickly. But if there's no happened yet of the needed conditions, then even the seed is dry in the ground, in the land or the sand land, desert in there, and then even hundreds, thousands of years seed under the ground, but no seedling, because as yet not conditions there. So this happened. So our Buddha nature already sound on your the mind, sense from beginningless, but most of we yet not seedling. The reason because the condition. But luckily now is that start. Now we're talking more about this compassion, love, wisdom. You have attention, thinking, interest, compassion, love, wisdom, attitude, benefit each other, something, talking, positive emotion, merits, collection. So this kind of all is the sign now start. Collection about the favorable condition. That means is then seedling is quickly. Seed will germinating very quickly. The shoot is coming. Shoots is coming from your seed of Buddha nature. Right? So in this motivation, you want to enlightenment, freedom from the secular existence, samsara, completely. You want to freedom from ignorant, delusion, uncontaminated karma, and you want to realization true nature of yourself and phenomena or so on. And then is leading this motivation, you enter into the path of middling being. With this motivation, with this knowledge, if enact some virtues, and that means is a path of middling being. Very good, very nice. But now the last one, I was just the path of greedy being. The last one. What is the path of greed being? Not only your motivation for this life benefit, not only next rebirth immediate, even not for only liberation yourself alone in nirvana. But you generated mind of enlightenment, cultivated mind of enlightenment. What means is bodhicitta, generation bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is Sanskrit language, in Tibetan Changchip Sem. Changchip Sempa, Changchip Sem. So Changchip means is enlightenment. Sem is mind. But Pa means is hero or heroine. So now we must be transferred into hero and heroine mind, which means is usually sense ordinaries up to the path of middling beings followers. The most one important is oneself, the first one, myself. Every good things is for me. First one. Number one, me, I. The selfishness, self-attachment. So but now we need to transfer this kind of energy, this kind of emotion, transfer into cherishing to other sentient beings more than oneself. But that's not easy, right? Just talking is that's impossible, isn't it? Means is that is why we need to hero man, the heroine. That's why I say bodhisattva means a hero or heroine. The very highest level of courage, confidence. Otherwise, we're not easy to cherishing others more. Anyways, the three stages. At least first, you cherish each other equally. Equally. How much you taking care of yourself, should not forget other also. How much you taking care of your family, should not forget other. How much you taking care of human beings, should not forget other animals too. Means is first must be same equal. So you're cherishing your compassion, your love, your responsibility, just equal. Equanimity between yourself and other, make equal, like you. Because what you want, they want. What you doesn't want, you don't want, they also don't want. So therefore, you also searching your wish, you must be also there. They are also searching their wish, so therefore equal quality. So that's equal. If your energy comes, motivation, bodhicitta equal, and then we can say as exchange. Exchangement is when you happy, enjoy, that time should not forget. Everyone want to happy, enjoy like you, so may you wish all sentient become happy, enjoy like this. When you having suffering, sick, ill, pain, should not forget others' suffering. That time you should remember others' suffering. It's more worse. You are one person, others are hundreds, thousands, millions suffering. Your suffering may be few days, but some others whole life is suffering. That means compassion with empathy, sympathy. As a monk, should not forget others' problem. And then when you hear others going suffering, that times may you wish soon as possible freedom from the suffering and remove of the conditions of the suffering. This kind is compassion, the aspect of compassion. So love and compassion, that means exchange. Just meditate, meditate, exchange. Someone suffering, just you do mentally, you are sitting there, their seat, on their place. What do you feel if they are suffering? When you are very happy, enjoy, that is give your seat for them and how they are happy. Like visualize, that means exchange, meditation. If you can do exchange meditation, Bodhisattva, then finally, cherishing to others more than oneself is finally coming. This is a real Bodhisattva's mind. Real the supreme, great, compassionate, loving kindness person's heart and mind. Even ordinary, still ordinary, but mind is very extraordinary. It's heroine mind of Buddha. This is we say cultivating mind of enlightenment, attitude. Because generation bodhicitta equally for all sentient beings, mentally, but physically, verbally, start and act right now. Your people, your friend, your children, your grandchildren, your grandparents, or so on, or your people start and act. But mentally, if whenever comes chance, opportunity, I will never, give up to benefit sentient beings. Every sentient beings, even your enemy. Okay? That is Bodhisattva's motivation. And Bodhisattva's motivation benefit not only just temporarily, not only leading enlightenment, but they're leading finally completely enlightenment, Buddhahood. That means is yourself and sentient beings is leading in completely enlightenment, the freedoms, falling extremes of samsara, falling extremes of the nirvana, freedom. How can be free from the samsara? Because of wisdom, great perfection, wisdom, emptiness, selflessness, self-selflessness phenomena. And how can be freedom falling extremes of nirvana? Because great perfection of compassion, the bodhicitta. So therefore, what means is you are freedom, attainment, enlightenment from existence, samsara and nirvana. That is Buddhahood. Then what happened when you become Buddhahood? You can do benefit other mother sentient beings till becoming empty in this samsara. If one single ordinary being remains in the samsara, directly or indirectly, your projection, compassion, energy is with them. So, your power, the activities benefit sentient beings will be existent endlessly. That is Buddha's activity. That is Bodhisattva's activity. That is enlightenment, completely enlightenment beings' activity. Spontaneously, effortlessly, naturally, you can do benefit sentient beings after when you completely enlightenment. So, with this motivation, if you do practice virtues and act mentally, physically, verbally right now, so that means you are entering into the path of great beings. So, now these three paths, smaller being, least try entering into the path of smaller beings. At least, I'm saying, Because you say, I don't care karma of cause and effect. I don't care of future life. I don't care something virtue, what is non-virtues. I'm just going now as a cook, eating, sleep, toilet, only this. That means yet not entering into the path of even smaller beings. So my request is maybe most of you already enter into the path, but if not yet, then please don't forget. At least try entering into the path of smaller beings, because these will bring the benefit for you. Will never bring the disappointed regretness and for you. Will never deceiving to you if you enter into the path. If you don't or didn't enter into the path of even smaller and then beings, and then sooner or later will be disappointedness, a regretment, or something will be problem for you. The deceptive, particularly during when suddenly comes of the death. We already born in this earth, so death 100% sooner or later will be. So when death comes, that death, your energy is very different than now. Your confidence is very different. Courage is very different. Energy is very different. Questions, so many comes to you in the death. So therefore, if you did in least enter into the path of smaller beings, I'm sure you have confidence, courage, and relaxation. Mentally, even physically, pain, sick. But you less worry, less suffering of death. Otherwise, very disappointed. Because this precious human body hard to found, but we found. But we wasted into very normal, regular, like animal life. But then problems for next rebirth, immediate next rebirth, so on. So therefore, I'm saying, least try. Check. It's true or not, the path of smaller beings important for everybody or not. You check first. If finally you see, oh, that makes sense. It's true, something is reasonable, and then try. Enter into the path of smaller being at least. And then on top, of course, you can agree, enter into the path of middling beings, and that's perfect, excellent. Means it's good, very good. And the end, if you can enter into the path of great beings, and that's the most excellent, perfect, So therefore, it's up to you. Already, I mentioned you, says show you the path, liberation. Could can agree or not, it depends up to you. Buddha comes here directly, he cannot do more than just explanations. Okay, he says, he cannot washing your misdeed on the like water pot holding. He cannot move wrong place to a right place by his miracle power. Even Buddha says he cannot transfer his own realization to the disciple's heart directly. And then maybe you feel, oh, your Buddha is useless. No, Buddha is very useful. His teaching. Because his heart is full compassion, full of wisdom. If you lack compassion, even intelligent, but more danger. Cheating you. Used you. But his heart is full of compassion, never ever cheating you, never ever used for you. But even full compassion, but is lack knowledge, wisdom, and then it can be mistake, misunderstanding, and leading in the wrong path. Even good heart, but leading into the wrong path. Unfortunately, this comes in many, unfortunately, some traditions. Good heart, compassion is good, love is good, really they want to attitude, benefit, but lack wisdom. And then something wrong, they're leading in the wrong way. It's this problem. So, but someone is enough quality compassion, quality of wisdom, that is authentic teacher, authentic lineage, authentic perfect path. No matter which traditions, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, no matter which tradition, name is name. But if can have the pure compassion, pure wisdom, that is perfect teacher, perfect teaching, perfect lineage, undeceptive. Will never deceive you. So therefore you check which is more compassionate, which is more logical, reasonable. And finally, you choose the right one. Okay, that's your karma. All right, so we leave here. Anybody, if you have any questions, we're going to little bit question answers. If you have any questions, just raising your hand. Yes?
Our future lives depends on our karma and our merit, our actions and all that. My question is, what practice can help us in this lifetime when it comes to the moment of death? So that at that moment we can have clarity, because death can come through old age or sickness or accident, and we might not have clarity at that moment to help us with the part of.
Yes, anyway. Yes, that's just mentioned you today. Compassion and wisdom. More focus as much you can. Use your heart is with compassion and wisdom. But I have many levels, of course. Compassion have many levels, wisdom have many levels. But at least try, trust to your compassion, trust your wisdom. So bring the wisdom, pure compassion. Any kind, if you act, no matter wordly or the beyond of wordly. But first ask yourself, where is my compassion? Where is my wisdom? Your wisdom, compassion. And then if little bit you can feel your compassion is there, your wisdom is there, and then follow about your wisdom, your compassion, what says. But unfortunately, the ordinaries, 90% is we follow listening to the negative emotion. The desire what says, anger what says, ignorant what says, yes sir, yes sir. So the ignorant say, you do this, you don't do this, yes sir. Better you're ignorant, Better your desire, attachment say, you should do this, should not do this, yes sir. That means we too much follow afflictive emotion, we too much trust to one's own the delusion. That's why our mind is deluded, too much deluded. This is the problem. So therefore now, my answer is try. More listening to your compassion, more listening, follow, your the wisdom. If you want to say, yes sir, say yes sir, compassion. Yes sir, of the wisdom. Don't say too much, yes sir, of ignorant, delusion, karma. But of course, talking is always easy, But in fact, not that easy, because we are habituated very much negative emotions, sense born in samsara. Yet not much habituated about positive emotion. Some exceptions, of course, you are something like a holy person or holy reincarnation, maybe you are already entering into the path. So many lifetimes gone, and then easy today, just some later conditions comes easily wake up from this imprint of previous positive. But if not yet, and then is of course we need to effort, patience. But however, yeah.
You mentioned attachment.
Yeah.
Sorry, you mentioned attachment, and you mentioned it as you shouldn't have attachment. Is that correct?
Okay. Depends what kind of attachment. Attachment many different levels. Like Bodhisattvas, compassionate beings, attachment to sentient beings. This you should not stop. We need attachment to sentient beings, But sometimes attachment too much of like the development state external of vessels, like the external of the object too much, attachment, and that means then is problem. The unsatisfaction state comes, and then we has to be contentment. So therefore, depend the object of attachment, and depend your motivation of attachment. Doesn't mean attachment always bad, but also not good always. That attachment not always good. So it depend. Yes.
Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. I wanted to ask a question about ancestry and family constellations. We have not only parents, we have ancestors. How does that fit into being a person on one's, let's say, on one's individual self, cut off from the ancestry? Because there's a tendency to look into our ancestry to find answers.
I don't understand what ancestry. What is
ancestry? It's like our grandparents, great-grandparents.
Okay.
Sometimes that lineage can affect us. And how does that fit into the Buddhist?
In these cases, we're talking. You see in the first page, in the four immeasurable bodhicitta, and the second verse on the first page. Says, may all beings, we say, may all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering, causes of suffering. May all beings. Here we doesn't say, may all my friend. May all my people, may all my children, it doesn't say here, right? It's may all beings. That means is because the system like this, a continuity, parents, grandparents, if it's circulation go back like this is just, if there's two ways, one is mentally, one is physically. Physically, I mentioned to you, the lineage, the DNA, the continuity, that's a physical connection, but not mental connection. But most important is the mental connection, mentality connection. According to the mentality, the connections, and then this comes, this motivation, may all beings. Why we say may all beings? It's because the reason, because usually is in 90%, I'm sure, is everyone's, my parents, my mother, is we wish to be free from suffering. My wish, my mother is freedom from suffering, and my wish, my mother is be always happy, enjoy. I'm saying maybe 99% is sure, but the rest percent I hear say I don't like my mother. Say they don't like mother. So it can be possible, but it's 99% sure. So therefore, is we should to remember all sentient beings. We should to recognize all sentient beings already are mother. That not by physically, but by mentally, because we cannot be every lifetime the same parents. 99% the next rebirth is born from different parents, not these parents. Mental lineage, I'm talking, not physically, even mentally. In this case, so first we need to has to be remember recognize all sentient beings are mother. And then secondly, we should to remember their kindness, mother's kindness. Unfortunately, even sometimes we grow up, we forgetting our own mother's kindness. So how can we remember all sentient beings' mother's kindness, But it's possible if you train your mind. So we need to remember mother's kindness, okay? At least first you should not forget your mother's kindness in this life. And then another mother's kindness, and another term of the mother's kindness, and then another term of mother's kindness. Like this way, finally, we should not forget. You must be remember all the terms of your mother's kindness, or whole lives of your mother's kindness. For second. And third, not enough remember mother's kindness, and you should not forget, start repaying them their kindness. Because we are lucky in human realm, we are fortunate, healthy, freedom, intelligent, and especially more lucky we made Dharma, understand compassion, loving, wisdom, so on. But unluckily, so many other mother sentient beings yet not achievement state this quality. So therefore the chance now opportunity repaying them their kindness. You have power repaying them their kindness. At least you can do dedication them. You least as you can do aspiration prayer to them. Like this for immeasurable bodhisattva prayer. So that means repaying them their kindness. If you can through these three stages, and then pure compassion, pure love is coming. Means the infinite love, the infinite compassion comes to you. And comes this infinite love and compassion then as absolute, the perfect, the pure bodhicitta mind start arising the compassion, so on. So like this, the relations mentally is all sentient beings, our parents actually. But physically is the lineage is different. All right. So now we're going to, in the last moment, is it
I have a question.
around 5 minutes going to meditate, just relaxed. Sorry. Okay, then there's one, only last one.
Thank you. I have a question. What distinguishes between a person who has a connection and recalls a previous life and other persons who don't? What distinguishes those people? A person who remembers the previous life from others who don't? And whether there are Buddhist practices that encourage remembering previous lives, like regression, for example.
Anyway, karmic connections is a little bit, interest, actually, karmic connection. Generally, everyone will have karmic connection, everyone, because all sentient beings are mother. But it's just we thinking about just past life, and then the karmic connection is different. But karmic connection is a good karmic connection, bad karmic connection. Bad karmic connection means past life is enemy relationships between enemy and harming to each other, and then this life again is some this reason, and the connecting again, but that means the continue harming to each other. That is the bad karmic connection. The good karmic connections during the past life, maybe you have very good relationships between maybe master and teacher relationships, or between brother sister relationship, between of the Vajra brother, Vajra sister, so many different good compassion, love connections, and then this karmic connection in this life again have something connections comes. Even you couldn't remember, but as you more close this person, more naturally easy to comes the friendly and more love each other. It's than of the other people. This is a karmic connection. Karmic connection. This even couldn't remember, and then if can remember, of course, and then you see good connections is good if you remember, but it's bad connections better. Not remember, but unfortunately still can remember, then is upset, angry, even this life. This person it doesn't like, they are always rejecting, something. That is the bad karmic connections. But this is actually is the big one subject, but we have not much time. So talk, but maybe another sessions we will let be coming. So we're going to now let it be 5 minutes for just meditate and relaxation meditation, okay? It's easy meditation. Just relaxed on your comfortable feeling. But physically, whole muscles, your body, keep in very flexible. Do not sit very tightly, very bandily, but just, very comfortable way. That's body relaxation. And from speech, verbally, silent. Should not speak. The breathing out, in, exhalation, inhalating, naturally, peacefully, quietly, slightly, without a sound breathing. That's from verbally. And by mentally, just relaxed. Keep alone of your peaceful energy. That is enough. All right, start. All right. Okay, so now we're going to dedication prayer from this booklet further continuously from the page 4. Tamje zebanye thomne nyebe dharna phamje shirga nanchi parlo chukpa sepe chole drowa shu de da tu so derwa gerza chenye samba majur semche dhamche la sanje dhope jurngo jampar pao chetar chemba da kunda zambo te tevje te da kunje jisa dalo je gewa de da tamche aramde tu sa shambe jarwa tamche anje ngowa kongla chode ngamba de dag geve sawa de gonja sambo shoshe rabde ngowar kunza dorje chanche manche ni jinche zawe lama yanche ji rowe thonde monlo kamta ba Deda tamche daje andre par sho shewa akundo ayanda lama no dharme chunji perla lomsho sada lamje yonde rabzo dorje changa kompa anyertho All right, so that's this morning class. thank you for joining. And then if you have time, if you're interested, and then we this evening also from 6 to 8, 2 hours, another topics. Welcome. Thank you.
Those people who still